Good day. I am Melissa Cobham, Head of Business Development of Aegis Business Solutions. Today, I'm joined by my chair, Angela Leloy. Ms. Leloy.
Good morning, everyone. Nice to be here, and I hope you enjoy our session.
We are going to be speaking about the creative economy and a conference that we're going to be having in November that is specifically geared towards the creative economy and MSMEs. So, Ms. Leloy, you are an accountant by nature, but you're also known as a business mogul. You are not the average accountant, meaning people think the average accountant is totally left-brained. I find that insulting for myself because I don't think I'm left-brained. How do you manage to do it, and how do you balance, and what can you share with other creators in terms of seeing themselves as a business?
Well, to start with, yes, I'm an accountant by profession and qualification, but I really never thought of myself as an accountant from very young. As I qualified, I realized that you do a lot of business advisory. So if you ask me to fill out my passport form, or when I'm coming to immigration, I always say I'm a business advisor. Now, to me, in fact, I can't count. That's the first thing, right? But the thing is, I like what I do. I enjoy what I do. But that doesn't mean to say that there aren't other things that you like. I mean, I love music. I love dancing. I love art.
I know.
So yes, I love all of that. Doesn't mean to say I can do any of it, but I love it, right? And I certainly can appreciate the talents that are there. And I think a fundamental is really, if there is something you like, you can do great things with it. It doesn't matter what it is. If you have a good seamstress, you will always be sewing. If you're a good carpenter, you'll always have work. So if you draw and you love drawing, people will come after your art. If you make good music, of course people will come after your music. So there's really nothing that holds back the creative industry. As a business person, while I do not have that talent, I certainly have the appreciation. So I guess that's where the business side might meet the creative side. So that's it.
How can we get creatives to see themselves as a business and be able to channel that talent into, I don't want to say profit making, but passion to profit is sustainable. So how can we get them to channel that talent into a business?
Well, I think first and foremost, everybody needs to survive and to live.
Yes.
So profit is not a bad word. Once that is not your only ultimate goal, because there's so much more to life than just a profit. Is what you're able to do with your society, your community, and so on. So whatever talent you have to maximize that. That can give you a livelihood. So I think one of the things with the creatives is they are so busy creating and doing what they do.
Yes.
They really don't have the time to worry about the things that we can do, the business side of it. But what is key to me in the creative industry, or in any industry as a matter of fact, and I will say what I love to tell all my people, is that if you are not networking, you are definitely not working.
I have heard that several times.
The thing about it is the creatives have to interact with people who can bring their business to another level. And it could be immediately your friends and your family, it's good as your inner circle. But you need to go out there and meet people who could appreciate your art, or your designs, or your cloth making, or your photography. There are just so many things that they're tremendous talent about. And the thing about it is, now how do you create that into a business?
Yes.
And it starts with, I have a product, let me exhibit my products. And of course, now with the digital world, you can make anything known to anybody, be it Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, etc.
Yes.
And actually WhatsApp is fabulous, because to me everybody knows instantly, and they can give their feedback right away. And then of course, if you have friends, they will send it to other friends, and of course That's an easy way to start getting known. And I think that is certainly, then eventually what would happen is there will be somebody in those WhatsApp that are business oriented and prepared to buy your product. And then you can also go to people like us that most probably can help you deal with the back office of the business, because you don't have time to worry about accounts, what you sold, or anything like that, or
inventory, how to
add your stuff, how to incorporate a company, how to do any of that. So what it is, you need to have someone to help you with that while you have your mind free to be totally creative. Because if you're bogged down and you're creative, you will never be as creative as you can be, because you're worrying about things that is just simply not your forte.
And I think that is the issue with most creative, in terms of they try to handle or manage most things on their own. And I guess the argument will be investments and financing, in terms of for them to actually be able to afford these services. Do you think it's important to get the corporate world involved with the creative industry to help, I guess, to invest in them so that they can take their business to the other level?
And I think that is quite true. In the past, I've been asked by people who was in the film industry, and the thing is, they didn't have the money to really complete the film, but it was good. Based on what I saw, it was really good. And so they reached out to me. Now, I don't know much about film, but maybe what I do know is where to go and beg for money. So that was where, I guess, the value came. So I was able to therefore introduce them to companies that saw it and was able to put some money in it for them to complete it. And, you know, it was a success. So I'm just simply saying that's how the network works. And there may be people in your own networks that you can go to that can do the same thing.
Yep. Would you, I guess, because you have a lot of interest and passion in the creative industry, what would you say to your other colleagues in the corporate world to help this industry pivot and move on to for sustaining our economy?
Well, I think the business world has to understand that the creative industry is really the industry that can create foreign exchange, clearly, and that's what we need in this country. Because the world is our oyster. Now that we are digital, I mean, you can offer your services just about anywhere and do it. I mean, I have just seen, I wouldn't call the name, but the photography was phenomenal that was being done digitally. Amazing. Truly phenomenal. And I am saying that is somebody using their skills out there to the extent that they are so busy. I needed them to do a shoot for me and they just could not fit me in. They have so much work. And this is photography. So what it is you can't do, I am amazed that somebody could actually be some other part in the world and telling you what to do, how to turn, how to whatever, what to use for light, what to throw. Amazing. And capture it.
That is amazing.
That is amazing. And if you see it, you'll be blown away. I was really blown away. And that person is definitely going to be in business for a long time, being able to be so innovative. And that is exactly what we need to do. How can we innovate with the skill sets that we have? And all of us are innovating. I'm innovating in boring accounting, if you want to call it that. You know, we're doing virtual, we're doing everything virtually. We're reaching out to all over the world because we can. And my point is, why can't you? Your music can go over the air.
Fashion.
Right. Fashion, everything. So just think the world is your oyster and go after it. But I do think what we have to do is to raise the awareness in the business world to take the risk. It is a risk like everything else. And it's like the banks do, take a risk. But nobody may want to take risk. Maybe what they need to say is put aside a certain amount of money and say, hey, this is our risk money for the creative industry. And they have to be able to sift it like they'll sift for any other industry.
Agreed.
Who they think they have a good going or who doesn't. But even so, the business world can help some of the creative industry tell them what they could do differently or better to maximize it turning into a very saleable product.
Agreed.
But a lot of it has to do with encouragement. I think it's very easy to be discouraged. I mean, I'm going to use the example of my nephew and niece. One is in art and one is in music. And I think the mere fact that you can encourage that really maximizes them. It doesn't mean to say they can't do other things, they can. But they can look at this as something they could develop into a business. And it really is encouragement. It really is encouragement. And maybe I'm pretty good at the back office side of it, you know, like if they had the accounting and whatever else, I could tell them how to do that easily in an Excel spreadsheet, which they would be faster at than me, actually.
2021 was declared as the year of the creative economy by United Nations for Sustainable Developed Countries, if I may say. I think that was really coincident that, you know, we are putting the orange economy first. And you have spoken so passionately about being involved in it. What else do you want to contribute before we end off?
Well, you see, I really think there are so many different economies within the world. But the orange economy, which is the creative economy, and which is indigenous to every country has creativity. Some are known for better than others. Mm-hmm. We are certainly known for the calypsos. We are also certainly known for the pan. Actually, only this morning, I was listening to Miami, or last night rather, Miami Carnival, and listening to the pan. And the thing is, while the pan is played abroad, when you hear a Trinidad pan, Stephen, is like chalk and cheese. With all due respect to the foreigners, but having said that, the rhythm, the beat is different. I mean, this is certainly something we should have maximized a lot more than we have done in the past. I mean, it upsets me that the pan, which in my opinion is indigenous, we didn't copyright that. And you see, these are other things, again, that the industry needs to be very careful of, is copyrighting the uniqueness that we have. Every country has something different. I mean, Jamaica just has Bob Marley, you just said that, and everybody knows Jamaica. Jamaica gets on the television all the time, you know, and the golfer, the famous golfer, went and have his honeymoon in Barbados. Why he did that? Of course, they get on it. So you know what it is we have that's going to put us on the road map. It's important, and we do have a lot. We do, and we're just wonderful people, actually.
I support that. So, Ms. Leroy, thank you so much. It was nice speaking with you. Guys, stay tuned. We will be chatting with you again. Thank you.
Thank you.